Welcome back. My name's Dave, and this is Macaro my N-scale layout. We're going to finish up the Bar Mills cold storage building today. There's going to be a couple of time lapses, just showing you me cutting the windows out and putting the windows in, and then another one of the water tower that I 3D printed and I've just finished painting, and I'm going to show you how I built the water tower. And there's going to be a couple of additions. I wanted to put a little cap over the top of the doors on either side here. I mean, they've got big canopies over the ones where the loading docks are, but these ones here, I'll switch over 6. The one here and the two here have nothing above them to stop weather. So I've got some evergreen plastic here that I painted green to match the trim up top, and we're going to put those on. And so let's get that done right now. So pick up some glue. Again, this is Eileen's tacky glue, and I'm just going to put some on the back here, just in a couple of places. I don't want it to be. Yeah, that's the way I want to do it. There and there. And then that's just going to go right above the doors. And then down here, the same deal again. So we're going to just take a toothpick here and just a little bit of glue on the back and stick that in place over here. All right. So you could see that I didn't use the sign. The signs that came with the with the kit. I never do. I always try. So I went online and I went to. I did a search on cold storage facilities, and this name came up: Ryder Warehouse Logistics. And so I've got a little sign that says Ryder Warehouse Logistics here, and then I printed their logo and then put it on a sign that said on top of the building. So the last thing to do here is some weathering, and then the very last thing will be the gluing of this water tower on top right here, and then this building will be finished. Oh no, I'm sorry, there's a couple of more vents, and we'll have to super glue those on because they're resin. All right, so we're going to take some Tamiya weathering powder. I will put a link. I bought all of them. I bought A, B, C, D, E, and F. So I have things like gunmetal and copper and green and gray, yellow, burnt blue, burnt red, oil, silver, gunmetal, orange rust, which I'm going to get out. And then this one is rust and smoke, I think. Yeah, rust, soot, and snow. Well, we won't be using snow. So I'm just going to pop these open, and we'll do just a touch of weathering. I'll see what it looks like when it's on, once it's on the layout, whether it needs more. These Tamiya, oh, you can't see, sorry. I'm going to just back out a bit. There we go. So these are the Tamiya things. There's 3 in each of the A, B, C, D, E, F packs. I bought them from Amazon. And we'll go ahead here and do a little bit of weathering around different things. Now, the Tamiya provides a brush, a flat brush on one side and a rounded sponge brush on the other side. What I did is I went to the dollar store, again my favorite hobby shop, and picked up a bunch of brushes for makeup, and I'm going to use those to put the weathering on. It gives me a little bit more control. I don't like those tiny little handles. So all you do is you take your brush and you rub it into the thing, and then you just and we'll pick up some of this orange rust. A little bit more here. This just cuts down that shine on this metal stuff. And we'll just do a bit of this tiny little water tower. Where did I put my big tower? Here's my big one. And I'm going to use the orange on it. And we'll just put some streaks going down, sort of highlight the ribbing that's on this. Like I really do find that the brushes that Tamiya supplies they're okay. They work fine. They're just, I find it easier to have a longer brush and have a little bit more control. Now let's just pick up a little bit of this, and we'll do the roof. There we go, that's better. And we'll pick up some soot, and we'll just give these, the brown part, some color as well. You can go overboard if you're not careful. So I'm putting very, very little on, and then I'm going to decide whether I'm going to and you just work back and forth. Very, very light. Passes of the weathering powder. Just breaks the shine of the paint, and gives it a little bit of difference in texture. So we'll take chances here. So I'm going to just pop this up. I'm going to get that in there. I'm going to get some super glue. Here, I'll just back this up. There we go. Get some super glue here. Not much, just a touch. And I'm getting into the habit of always wiping down the tip of this big super glue bottle, because if you leave any, the next time you try and open it, you need a set of pliers. So, toothpick again. bit of glue on each of the feet. I'm trying to keep it on camera here. There we go. And put it in place. Grab the activator. And in theory, yeah, that's stuck. So now there's just left the 4 little details that they supply. And again, we'll take some super glue here. Where are you? There you are, the toothpick. Put a little bit of glue on there. And we're going to stick one of these over here. And another one here. There's no right or wrong to this, but... And now we've got 2 of them that are supposed to stick out the sides. Now, let's see. How am I going to do this? I'm going to have to... Okay. I know how I'm going to do this, but I just need to plan ahead. So again, a little bit of super glue on the end of this. And this is supposed to stick out the side of the building over here where there's no window. So make sure I don't have any super glue on my fingers. Spritz. And now, where are we going to stick the other one? Oh, why don't we do... we'll do the other end. So, again, a little bit of super glue. Now, the super glue that I buy is the super glue that carpenters and guys who install crown molding, those they spray their joints with or they put this particular super glue on the joints. It's a miter bond is what it is, and then once it's together and locked up and tight, then they spray it down with the activator. So I think we're pretty well done. Just gonna maybe grab a little bit more of the rest. Give the sign here a bit of a now the sign is laser cut. I use my laser cutter to cut it. All right. So I'm gonna just keep it flat here, and we'll back out a bit. And there she be. One finished Craftsman kit, the first one I've ever done. And it is by far not the best model I've ever built. But it is, and will look really decent from a distance. And I'll find a spot on the layout where it's not right up in your face. The only other thing I was thinking I was going to put on, and I may still do it once I attach this to the layout, is put up a concrete pad that's out in front of these 2 doors, and a concrete pad out in front of this door. There's enough space underneath the door itself for me to put a thin piece of styrene. So as always, take care of yourself, take care of your family, And I'll see you next week with a new video, which is going to be the start of a new scratch building. Another industry that's in Espanola is Farquhar's Dairy, and I've already made a phone core sort of, I don't know what you would call it. it's a model in scale of in the scale that it should be for my layout, and I didn't realize how big a building it was until I started measuring out 120 feet and then scale. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Bye for now.